baseball starting to enforce the no spider tech or sticky stuff on the hands of pitchers, and the histrionics of the pitchers when they are asked to prove that they are not using any sticky stuff. The highlights that got everybody's attention was Max Scherzer going at it with Joe Girardi, the Scherzer from the Washington Nationals, and Girardi, the manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. Girardi kept asking to check Max Scherzer. And then the A's, I can't remember who the A's were playing, but Sergio Romo, the relief pitcher, was asked as he came off the field. Sergio Romo took his hat off, dropped his glove.
Threw the glove on the ground.
Pulled the belt out of his pants.
Threw the belt down. His pants are undone.
And then he pulled his pants down to about his knees.
Yeah. And the umpire is like, you could tell he's like, look, I have to ask. I'm sorry. And just kind of laughing like, all right, slow down. You almost see him like, take it easy. This is we're just trying to go through the check. This is the protocol. And Romo just took offense to it. Pitchers should not take offense to it the first time. Max Scherzer was asked 3 separate times.
Yeah.
That's a little much, okay? And that's on Joe Girardi. And for Joe, is that gamesmanship? Is that Joe Girardi definitely thinking that Max is cheating or whatever? I think the umpires, they have a responsibility as well. You get them the first time because you're supposed to. Then the manager of the other team asks you to do it a second time, and you do it a second time? Are you seriously going to do it a third time? And they did? So that's on the umpires.
Here's the thing. If a player gets checked and knows he won't be rechecked, that's when he puts the spider tech all over his hands. So I don't think there should be any limit on how often they ask. And aren't we here because pitchers were essentially breaking the rules to begin with?
And look, I'm all about the checking for it too, because I don't like the idea that they're cheating. You know, if they're cheating and they admit to cheating, then put a stop to it. How do you stop it? Well, you check them. I think there does need to be a limit, but I think the limit, it's kind of like the limit, you have a certain number of trips you can make to the mound, that kind of thing, because this is something that's going to slow the game down again, right? And we're trying to avoid slowing the game down.
True.
So I think you limit the number of times a manager can actually ask for that. It can actually challenge what the pitcher's doing. You limit it to like twice.
I thought the reaction to this was bizarre because I'm seeing headlines that baseball's become a joke.
Well, the Nationals GM was really pissed about it.
I don't.
And then Dave Dombrowski, who's the GM of the Phillies, he came out, no kidding, in support of Joe Girardi and said he's I forget what the word was, but he's like the guy's got the most integrity of anybody I've known.
But the weird thing about this is, look, you guys were at the to put this as gentle as possible, you guys were working into a gray area in the rules when you were probably just straight up breaking the rules. Now you're mad because the rules are being enforced and you don't like it. And too bad. Too bad. They're enforcing the rules.
It seems like some teams got real clarification on it and understood it, and some teams did not. The way A.J. Hinch described it, he was very, very accepting of what the process was going to be. They asked questions, they got answers, and they seem to have a firm grasp on what the situation is, what's acceptable, what isn't acceptable, and how the process is going to work out.
Yeah, but no offense to Hinch. I mean, he's probably the last person that's going to be able to fight back with this and get any public support.
But at least he's actually said it. I understand. Okay, he's got the whole scandal behind him. Great, but for him to say that our team gets it, fine, they get it. Clearly, other teams don't get it. I found it hilarious that Romo reacted how he did. Dude, you're going to get checked. It's okay. If you're not cheating, what do you care?
Yep.
Here, take the glove off, take the hat off, take the belt off. Okay. He's a relief pitcher. I wouldn't expect him to get checked twice in a game. Max Scherzer being a starter, and to Doug's point, yeah, you probably can't wait. If you're cheating, if you're using the spider tech, you probably can't wait to get checked because then you can use it again. Well, not so fast because the manager has a challenge.
Well,
but my point is nobody really knows what all the rules are, and I think there should be a limit on the number of times a manager can actually ask the umpires to go ahead and check the opposing pitcher.
The Hinch thing, what else is he going to say? what else can he say? So that's my
He
point.
can say, I still don't understand the rules.
And
I don't
people
get
will be
it.
like,
I
you
wish that we
cheated. I
had
don't
more
care.
clarification on it. He can say that.
Yeah, and then people will be like, well, you cheated. And then they won't take it. I'm just saying, for Hinch, anyone else, what else can he say? I mean,
He could say he doesn't understand. If he doesn't understand, there's nothing wrong with saying, I don't get it. I need clarification. I don't think he's going out of his way just to kiss ass to baseball.
No, I don't
think he's
that.
answering questions.
I don't think that. I just don't think he can. He's like the worst person to ask, I think. Like, and hey, they're checking for cheating. What do you think about that? A guy who was involved in a huge cheating scandal. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I don't think it applies in this situation when he's simply understanding of what the rules are.
I think he has to. But anyways, besides the point, we disagree on that. Besides the point, I don't know if you guys know this. Is this going to last forever? Is this something that's just part of baseball now?
Let me just say, as a viewer of the game, as someone who's watched games on TV since this has started, someone who was at the Tiger game a couple nights ago when Tarek Skubal got checked, and I had to keep reminding myself to watch the pitchers walk off the hill to see if they were getting checked. I missed it when he got checked. I missed it in real time when I was there. It has impacted me zero watching games. Yeah. I don't care.
I don't know what
Check
the times
away.
are when they're allowed to check them. Can they call in the middle of the games, in the middle of an at-bat? Can they do that? I don't know. I would imagine that the best thing to do is check the pitcher on his way off the mound.
Yep.
That's probably the best time to do it because it's not going to take up any game time. You're taking up commercial time. And you're not taking up any time.
Well, why has there been such a negative reaction to this?
Because the pitchers like getting away with something. That's why.
But I'm not talking about for the pitchers. I'm talking about for the media and the headlines. And
They don't like the way Manfred's handled this situation. Like in the middle of the year, they're saying all of a sudden you're doing this, and you know what I mean. The season has started. We are in the middle of the season, and now you're implementing the system. I guess they don't like the optics. They don't like the way it's being done. Manfred finally came out and said something like he thinks it's going very well. He hadn't said anything that's entire time. All the pitchers, of course, are backing each other. You see what Kershaw said about Scherzer. Like, this is completely uncalled for.
Yeah,
and
I think people
actually,
like to
it's 100% called for. It's called for because you guys were cheating.
You guys are cheating, and now they're pissed about it. They had plenty of lead time on this. They told them it was going to happen. It finally happens, and now they're complaining. I mean, get over yourselves.